So here we go. Let me check if I can I watch it on here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. OBS stream setup. So now, how do I do that? So how? So
You're live right now.
yeah, but I don't see myself. Oh, I gotta click on it.
Yeah. You go to your account, and then you just put your. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I'm here. Okay. So and my channel. No, there you go. Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to work this out. Oh yeah. Okay. That's funny. Trying to set up the live streaming. So OBS can do that. So I set up OBS on Twitch, and then I'll see OBS on YouTube. What are the other channels you go?
Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook? Yeah, but you can do streaming on Facebook?
Yeah. Facebook Live. We've done it.
I have? All right.
So fast.
Oh, yeah, on the phone. Yeah, I've done it on the phone, but not on OBS.
I don't know on OBS.
Yeah, it's gonna be right. So, okay, so I'm set. Cool. Is my microphone still good? Yeah, camera's good. So sitting here at Imperial this evening. Oh, it's not too bad. 9:50. Been working all day on drilling tanks, setting up a new hatchery for a good friend Mike. So this is nice. Yeah. So I was. If I go back and let's go over here. Let's go to farm breeding. Working all day on. Let's go back here. So let's go back. Soils. So, yeah, so we're setting up fish tanks, so lots of getting ready a new building. Building is well, it's 100 feet by 50 feet, so it's what 5,000 square feet. So there'll be I'm trying to think how many tanks. So you're looking at 166, 132 40 breeders. There's going to be about 120 longs. Probably, I'm thinking about 2475 and 48 125. So these are the 40-gallon tank racks. We built the tanks, drilled them, put background on them, and put up fittings. So it's nice and solid. So this is the drilling part. So we set up, we get the tanks ready for drilling. Got my drill press, diamond bits. So we've got 136 tanks to do. That's a lot of 40 gallons. And you got this the 75 over here on the left, and then 20 longs over here. There's all 75 stacked up, a lot of 75s. These are the 40s. We're getting ready. The wood on the ground is because those are the drains. We have to cover the drains so we don't trip on them. And then when we build the rack, we've got the drains underneath. So this is beginning. We got a lot more done, but I'll have to get more pictures and stuff. So it's just a nice setup. Yeah. Did the racks in a couple of days, and then now we're just doing tanks, and it takes a while. So we're getting there. It's going to be a nice building when it's done. And yeah, there's this fish farm. There you go. Here we are in Lakeland. Lots of ponds still. So let's see here. I don't have anything new, but yeah. Drill press. Yeah, that's what the tank looked like when they're drilled and the background. So imperial background on them. The little fittings on each of them. Yeah, there's the 125s. We got like 48 of those. Ouch. That's going to be a pain to move, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's a long process. I mean, a lot of people asking us, when we gonna have water in there? Well, you get water when it gets there. Yeah, we won't even have the filtration set up, the lighting, still got a lot of plumbing to do. So right now it's just setting up the tanks so they're ready to put on the racks and ready to go. So it's background, drilled, and building racks. So that's what we're doing right now. And yeah, because I'm not doing my fish farm is pretty much shut down. I shut that down. So if you want to see what it looked like, so I this is hurricane stuff, and this is what the farm looked like. When thing was running and all that, and like I had all my clown loaches and lots of cichlids and catfish, lots of catfish, and it's kind of messy, but it was production, right? This is not an aquarium store. So basically just, I got a floating cage to get the fish and stuff, but that's like, it's all the past now. This is all pretty much gone. So it gives you an idea what the farm looked like and the hatchery and stuff like that. So we had that going pretty good, but I kind of stopped. These are all breeding tank, they're Burchardies and, the Lupis, the Daffodils, a lot of Julies. But like I say, this is when I was running, so it gives you guys an idea. And you get the duckweed, but it didn't really matter. Fish were happy in there. Duckweed came from the frogs. I had so many frogs in there, it didn't matter if I got rid of the frogs. The frog come back, and I got duckweed again. And I had the big tank set up for shell dwellers, but it was too hot in the summer, so I had to tear them down and then bring them back inside. The greenhouse gets too hot, but catfish liked it. A lot of cichlids liked it. Clown loaches, they did okay, only in the winter. They didn't really care for the heat. So just to get an idea, we'll speed this up a little bit. And then that's the property. So we'll pause that, go back. So anyways, that's the hurricane. I start ripping everything up, and then I pretty much dismantled the whole place. So this is what it was after I got rid of all the fish. That was a few months ago. Just couldn't deal with it. Got rid of all the tanks, and then the racks were falling apart. Too much water, and then lost all the pumps because all my pumps were sort of on the ground. The blower was okay, but a lot of my water pumps were on the ground, so that got flooded by the hurricane, and I kind of messed up a dozen pumps. And then that's what it looks now. That was yesterday. So slowly dismantling everything, and then this weekend we're gonna tear the greenhouse up so I can make that property look good again. So that's what we're doing. And so yeah, it's an end of an era, like 30-something years of fish breeding, and it's time to do something else. So and then so like this is kind of like the dismantling, so lots of hurricane damage, the tanks in the building. Yeah, and then this was from the hurricane, a lot of things broken, and yeah, just like, yeah, it's not fun. And so this the buildings and stuff, but that's pretty much empty. Most of the rooms are empty now. Got rid of all the tanks. These were all the 40 breeders, and got rid of a lot of tanks. So there's a load of tank coming out, so that's when guys, I'm just getting rid of the tanks for not a lot of money. Basically like 50 cents on the dollar, barely, just to get rid of, because they're old. Everything was old, right? It was 75 over here, a bunch of 40s and 30s, whatever. So, but I got rid of a lot of tanks, and all the vats went slowly. It took a while. So we're July right now, and I just got rid of my last load of vats. So that basically took 6 months. 6 months to empty the greenhouse and the buildings, and it's still a lot of things. So you see a lot of broken branches, broken fences, still fixing, and then this is what the building looked like now. So the empty, got a few vats left, but you know, I got to fix it up, make it look good so people could do something else with it. That's one dumpster. I did 2 dumpster load of fracks because nobody wanted them. So it's kind of a shame, but time to move. There's some tanks left out there, but the yard now looks really good. This is pretty much empty now. So this bunch of 75s, you know, was on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had like 18, so, and then lots of tanks and vats. So we got rid of a lot of stuff, and then one load of dumpster going out. Tanks went out slowly, but they're old, you know, they got a lot of calcium on them. These things were running for 10, 12 years, 15 years. So yeah, they're not good for anything other than raising fish or, you know, maybe lizards and snakes if somebody wants to do something with them. But I didn't really care. There's some 125s here, some bead filters that went away. So the vats did okay. Got rid of them slowly, a little group at a time. The blocks was the long part. I got rid of a lot of blocks. I think in the last few months I got rid of about like 1,200 blocks, and then I still got 1,000 left. So accumulated a lot of concrete blocks that need to go. Let me see. Anybody asking questions? No, we're good. So there's nobody. I don't see anybody streaming. It's just me, right? Let's see. Yeah, just one watching. So no big deal. So we're just slow dismantling, looking the place up, and then moving on from there. But it's good to get rid of stuff, you know, trying to move on to new stuff, get rid of the hatchery, and then so like I say, it was too much damage, too many things broken, and didn't have the guts or the energy to keep going, fixing all this. It was just too much. These were all tanks I got rid of, and there's still a lot of blocks here. And then still a few filters, you know, the guys picking them up. So no, the place is looking good now. It's looking much better. And still got tanks in here to get rid of. Like I say, it's yeah, doesn't look like that right now. It looks much better. I'll have to get some videos of what it looks like. So all these tanks went. So let me see if I have. Let's see, sort of what the yard looked like. I did take some videos. Let's see. And we see here strolling down. Yeah. I don't have anything. Where did I put it on? Oh, I posted that on Instagram. So, yeah. So if I go Instagram. I did my stuff. Yeah, that's what the yard looked like now. So, looks pretty good. You know, got rid of all the tanks. Still some spots left there, but probably looks good, you know. And so it's looking good. Grass cut regularly. Greenhouse still there, but there's nothing in it. And then that room's empty. So yeah, so the yard looks good. It's all good, you know. And then that little gator at Mike's farm yesterday, a couple days ago. People caught a little gator, move it around. So yeah, there's the property. That's what it looks like. It's looking pretty good, but at least there's not too many tanks left. So gives you an idea of the property. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of videos of cleaning driveway and all that. There's some stuff on YouTube, but it's all Instagram stuff. But anyways, we're just working on. Like I said, I just worked there part time at the Imperials, so I got a Imperial. So Imperial's got a nice farm. You know, there's a lot of peacocks. You guys are familiar with those peacocks and haps, but farming wise, and then he imports a lot of different fish for getting new stocks in line. But he's got a nice facility. He's got a lot of tanks and a lot of good workers. He's got a good crew there working for him. they do the job real well, and a lot of them are passionate about what they do. So it's a nice feeling. It's a good atmosphere. It's very positive. So take care of his fish. He gets them like I say, he gets them ready for shipping really well. He holds them for a week to 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes a month. Make sure they're in really good shape, and then individually pack, of course, and then so stuff looks good, you know. Yeah, these guys are trained. Puppy dogs. Lots of fun stuff. Yeah, he's got OB, he's got Red Empress, he's got ice blue, deep water haps, some lemon peel peacocks. I'm not sure what those guys are called. But yeah, there's a red top lawandas, Venustus in there. Looks like sulfur heads. Lithobates, red top Aristochromis, I think, something like that. Eugochromis, lemon jakes, blue OBs, what we call strawberry peacocks. Yeah, it's a nice setup there. It's good to display. 600 gallon tank looks good. So, so yeah, filters underneath, CO2 on some of the tanks. Typical big acrylic tanks. They're 800 gallons. This one's planted with some Altums, I think, or redback Manicapurus, I think, and a few other things. Different tetras. I think those are the red-tailed penguin or something like that. Red-tailed penguin tetras. They look really good, and so you get a good idea of the tanks. Takes long arms to reach the bottom. It's kind of fun. So put that over here and see. Yeah, lots of different tetras. Okay, but the farm looks good. I mean, it's a nice looking farm, well groomed, lots of tanks. It's got what, 140 ponds, 142 ponds, or something like that. So we got a rotation, pumping a pond here and there every week. Get some ponds being pumped, and then place looks good. So get a little panoramic here. Nice farm, goes way out back. Takes a lot of equipment to run these places. We have lots of pumps and tractors and bobcats and, man, you name it. Golf carts, a lot of golf carts too. You need the golf carts to move around. So it's fun. It's a fun setup, you know. So yeah, helping him out doing that, and then I'll be doing something else in the future. So goal is Japan, you know. So there's a few fish here. That's fish from my place. We had some Tabasco Salvinis. That's the male. Some hybrid I was playing with. Multipunctatus. Selective white, and then get more white. And cardinal tetras. Daisy rice fish. This was a really nice angel. A pearl scale blue. That was really, really nice. A good showpiece. And then this is a yellow firemouth, Passionis. Yeah, this is a pretty fish that does. There are lots of angels, These black angels doing their eggs, tending their fry and stuff like that, you know. So it's looking pretty good. So, yeah, it was being. Yeah, so I did all kinds of breeding, lots of fish and things like that. I always like to do short fin angels. Was always a big fan of those. I'm not a big fan of veils. I just thought it was hard to get a nice spiky long fin veil. They're all droopy and they grew slowly and they weren't very strong. You'd have to separate them all the time. So I concentrate on the regular angelfish. Those are nice and stuff. And then so but Festes, I did real well with Festes. I was breeding those pretty good. Yeah, the boy angels. Those were with guppies. Can't remember the name again. Albinos, anyways. So those I did all those little picture tanks. and longfin angels, but I like these are not really considered veil. I call them all delta tails, so the long spiky tails and long upright fins and things. So, and then blue angels, Islandum. Those are pretty fish. Feste, female, and breeding. What they call panda angels. They're white, black spots, or pearl white. Lots of building always, building racks, setting up the wood, bolting, and then a lot of shipping. I did post office for a while, I got out of that, but now I'm just mostly, I don't ship anymore. Building racks, did a lot of that. Shell dwellers, did a lot of the shell dwellers. I think this is Signathus, so this is a really cool little one. Did well with all that stuff. So yeah, had lots of colonies. I got many hours of videos of this, but not on Google. Yeah, these festies were nice. They were breeding at 3 inches. So that's my hand. So my index finger is 3 inches. So these are 3.5 inches. It's an idea that these festies were really cool. They were small. So these were the equatorial festies. They bred really well. Manica Peru angels. I was pulling eggs. So redback angels, whatever people call them. Did real well with those. Yeah, it's just gopher turtles on the farm. Little Manica Peru, more Manica Peru angels. So I did pretty good with those guys, and got rid of the stock here and there. Did well with blues. Blues is one of my favorite. I just like the color of them, and but they were more aggressive. I found them more aggressive. Koi angels, or not koi, gold marble. But these are what I call deltas. They get the long fins, but they weren't veils. Spiky fins. Yeah, I like this type. This type of breed, I'd say. Yeah. Oh, koi guppies. This is what it was. It was well with those guppies. Black angel grow out. He was growing black veils. Did well with those. Pistos, geos, Helianthus, little angels again. These were Manica Peru angels, or redbacks. So yeah. Oh, this is cool. Get you guys some clown loaches. So I bred clown loaches for years, but it was not a great seller. It was cool fish to do, but these are really small. I got even smaller in other tanks. But yeah, I did a few thousands of those, but the market wasn't there. I wasn't selling a lot of them, and so they became just pets. The big ones became pets, and you can see how small those guys are. They get like 5 stripes when they're born, and then they slowly move to 4 stripes, and then they go down to 3 stripes. So that's how it works. And then sometimes they grow up and they get like 4 stripes or 5 stripes. I had a few 4 or 5 stripes I was trying to breed, and it worked. But then again, the market wasn't there. They produce a lot of fish, and they're slow growers. They require really high quality water, soft water when they're young, and then suddenly you transfer them over to harder water. But so yeah, it was challenging. It was fun. That's the fun part of raising different fish. That was the part for me in farming that I like the most, is the challenge of figure out how to breed something to make it commercially viable. Not just breed it like a hobbyist, but breed it for a purpose, So like I say, lots of variety. I don't have everything right now, just a few things. I don't have a lot of videos of fish. So endlers. I think I can't remember which one those were. Those were the chili. Yeah, I can't remember all the names. So those were good. And then yeah, redback angels, mega perus. I did really well. Those were a good stock, really good stock. And so yeah, I get these once in a while. I get a weird bird. It's like I'm sure what is a tricolored heron. This is one of my favorite centrals. South American is this was oh man, can't remember. Anyways, Peruvian from Peru. Anyways, you can see how red they were. So it's not festes. It's not. I'll come back to me a second ago. Shrimp. So yeah, big clown loaches. You know, they're not that big. You know, people think they were breeding at like a foot long, but I was breeding about 3 to 4 inches, 5 inches tops. You know, those are the breeders right there. You know, so there's a 4-stripe clown loach. Like I said, I was trying to work with them. They did well, but like I say, it wasn't a money maker. There was a lot of cost and sold really slowly. You know, I would sell only maybe 100 a month. What do you do when you have 10,000? You know, and then you know, sell them for 50 cents. That's ends up what happened. I was selling for 75 because nobody wanted them. Yeah, I could sell a dozen here, 5 here, you know, but so it wasn't like very appealing fish at the end, you know. Found little eggs. There you go. See, that's like one female. So you get an idea how many you can produce out of one fish, you know. So it come up to so it was about 1,500 eggs per milliliter of eggs that you get out of the female. So if a female had 5 mils of eggs, you'd get like 46, like almost 10,000 eggs. Yeah, so producing numbers wasn't a big deal. Feste, male, little geos, little pencil fish. I love pencil fish. I'm a big fan of those. So yeah, little wigglers, nice angelfish, female tenor, they're the zygotes and stuff. So, yeah, you see all kinds of stuff that's neat. You know, when you're breeding fish, you see all kinds of good stuff. So this was really nice, you know. Yeah, these angels had blue on them, so I was trying to cross blue with black and get something bluish. Well, no. Yeah, this is Ornatus, Cyclosoma ornatus, you know, and I did well with those, but again, it's just rare stuff. It wasn't really selling that great. You know, you get a Argentia upside down. Yeah, so tanks, you know, like it was fun though. I enjoyed breeding fish, but like I say, after a while, there's a female feste, so big one. That's when they get older, you know, like 8 to 10 inches, big female. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun though. Saplings. Yeah. So we're back on. Yeah, this is working with catfish. This is multipunctatus. I was working with helping John at Golden Pond. So there's a multis in here that we're gonna pull eggs out of. But that was fun, you know. And I guess I'll have to get better streams. I got a lot better videos lying around on a lot of this stuff. So we're streaming, trying having fun. And hey, sir, how's it going? Yeah, I'm just trying to work on streaming, trying to practice, and you know, because I did a lot of fish breeding, been breeding fish for like 35 years commercially, you know, almost 40 years. Got a master's in aquaculture, and so like I say, bioaquatics did well for a while, but now it's time to do something else. So you know, trying to get into consulting, getting into you know, helping other farmers right now, setting up hatcheries or consulting for helping out how to do farming better or whatever, and or the fish. The species is what I like to breed, so a lot of different species. I've bred over like 700 species of aquarium fish, you know, over like 40 years. So, and most of them all commercial, so which was nice. And so I help a lot of farmers right now. I help Imperial with building a new hatchery. So that's what we're doing, and it looks like so. So I missed it. We got Imperial. Yeah, so we're building a new hatchery. So lots of tanks to drill. Got the drill press there in blue, and then we're building racks. You know, lots of wood, and so it's a 100-foot building by 50. But this is just a hatchery. breeding. It's a breeding building. So he's got a lot of breeding building, but this is like consolidating. There's going to be a lot of tanks in there. Freezers, lots of packing box he keeps his. These are 125s. So there's going to be about like what 48 125s, like a 24 75s, 130 40 breeders, probably another 100 something 20 breeders, 20 longs, and then he's going to add tanks as it goes. So probably 500 tanks in that building when it's done, plus vats. So it'll be a nice, really nice place. So we're drilling tanks and we're putting background. I'm kind of re-going over everything I did earlier. We've got big racks built back there. We got the first 2 racks built for the 40 breeders. So that's 2 racks of 66 tanks. So that's 132 tanks for 2 racks. That's a lot of 40 breeders. And yeah, that's the drill press. And I'm working on that. And so I do a lot of tanks are done now today. We did all the 40s are done, all the 20 longs are done. Now we're going to hop on the 75 this week. Start drilling those. Get the tanks ready. We'll build the racks after that. So we put the label in the back, and then we put a background of blue or black on the back, and then make them look good. Just marketing things. So when people come in and he's streaming, the name is on the back of the tank. So that looks good. So you get a good feeling how big the building is. So it's going to be impressive. And I'd say about 6 months. Within the next 6 months, maybe 4 months, I'll be watering some of the racks and then finish. But finish the building probably take 6 months to a year. I'd say 6 months. At the rate we're going, it's going to take a while. So yeah, lots of yeah. I wish I'd be breeding fish more, but helping him up the design system, make sure he's got air, good water softeners, and then RO systems, degassing towers, all that stuff. So it's a long process, But there's a lot to think about, the way the tanks are drilled, the way we're doing the drains, the way the lighting is, the spacing, so we can get working, And yeah, we've got drains in the floor. The building is foam insulated. That's a spray foam. It's a metal building, so it's solid. It pretty much looks like this. Let's see if I can find. I had a little. Let's see right here. So there's the buildings. So he's got his main building here on the left. That's the farm. And then, yeah, 142 ponds. There's the building we're working on. So that's 100 by 50. And then the other building is 100 by 100. And that's a whole other ball game. That's all. It's really impressive, though. That's when you give a lot of tanks. And I don't know if I have anything here. I don't see much. Yeah, you get an idea here. But the other building is, so we've got the big tanks up here, a show tank, and there's 1,000. I think there's 1,000 or 900 40 breeders and 75s in there. So, and they all have fish. And so that looks good. And then, yeah, I'm trying to find, I got a couple of videos of, let's see. Yeah, yeah, so the tank looked like this. Those are the 40 breeders. He holds fish in there. These are different tetras. Not too familiar with all the new stuff he's bringing in, and he's trying to breed. He's got a lot of different tetras that he brings in for new stocks. This is a really nice one, but I'm not sure what it's called. But, they're still a little bland, so they look better when you start putting plants in there, make it, more cozy so they're not like right there in the open. So a lot of these, it's nice to see him bring in new fish, though. When Mike starts bringing new fish that we haven't seen or hasn't been available, it's nice to see for the hobby. Because he's going to try to do a breeding program on some of them. Yeah, he's not really a distributor as much anymore. He's mostly selling to the public and to retail. So that's what's make it a little different than everybody else. So, does online stuff. He's got his own crew doing the marketing and promotion and stuff like that. So, well, I'm just basically there to, little bit of cash on the side, help me out, and then I slowly work on my property, cleaning it up, and then because I'm not having sales of any kind right now. I'm selling equipment, and then getting the property ready for market. Hopefully, my farm will be in market within the next couple of months. I'm hoping September. You know, I still got a lot of fences to clean. A little SBI here, like pencil fish. Those are nice. You know, I bred those years ago. But you know, they don't produce a lot of numbers and small. So you need lots of breeders to produce numbers. So yeah, those are nice. And there's a lot of different stuff out there. So he's got a lot of nice fish. So he keeps good. He quarantines everything. You make sure that you know the fish are healthy before they go out because he doesn't want to just turn over the product. So he takes a lot of time. The green neons, that's one of my favorites because when they get big, they're just green, green, green. The stripe gets wider. They don't get very big, you know, like barely an inch. But as they get older, the blue stripe gets weird. They don't have any red. It's really, really thick. So it's like a metallic fish. It's really nice. Little pea puffers. Yeah, that's all farm raised stuff. That's not a hard fish to raise either. Little easy to do. They breed in pots like a little cichlid. Popular fish still. Rasboras, Kubotai. No, not Kubotai. This is celestial danios. That's another fish I bred by the thousands when I first come in. But again, you know, the market's not there. The market for numbers, you know. So if you sell a few, you can get good money. But when you have 10,000 of them, it's hard to get good money. You know, so there's another classic rummy nose. So the lighting wasn't good, but you get an idea what the fish is. So I got lots and lots of videos with many different fish farms I've been to and or help out or you know help out with breeding and things like that. You know, I know I've got other videos of this farm, but I'll have to dig around for it. But yeah, working on. You definitely Mike has no problem having people visiting his farm. That's for sure. He's promoting that, and you know, it's probably better to call him first and make sure you get an appointment or something like that. You know, because he's really, really busy. I mean, when you have 20 something workers, almost 30, plus he's got his kids to deal with, and you know, he's still a family man, and he's expanding the buildings, and you know, managing a big family. You know, he's got his own family and managing a big family, so it's he's busy. So you know, like yeah, you know, he'll do his best to always accommodate and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a good guy, yeah, good friend. So that's the deal with him, and yeah, he's like I say, I'm there just to get my yeah, just practice my consulting and then learn to stream. So I'm just trying to learn to stream right now, and learn the different setups and yeah, because I got Twitch and then I just started doing YouTube right now. I tried to do the walk around streaming, but that's not very good. And then I got to learn to market because I got to start promoting on shorts, things like that. Instagram, promoting on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and so it's a big process, you know. And my son helps me out because he's you know he's into that kind of stuff. Right, H? So, yeah, it's fun, you know, like, but my goal is to move to Japan here within the next year when the property's sold and start streaming over there, visiting farms, and then not necessarily a fish farm, but any farm or anything, any business, and promote and, you know, and I'm a big basketball guy, so I love to train basketball, I like to play basketball, but I like to basically train and help kids. And so wouldn't mind doing some basketball training over there, which I did a little bit when I was there in January. And so I got good reports there. But basically, probably do a lot of streaming, promote. I'm taking a lot of Japanese lessons right now, almost every day. Been 6 months, 8 months now, so I've still got a while to go. And yeah, I'm getting there, but it's a different language. You got a lot of different writings, So it's a long process. Probably take me another year to learn to write it, and then when I get there, I'll probably do go to school. I want to go to school, school in Japan, in a Japanese school, right? So I got some friend in Osaka, so I'm looking at to go to. I'm going to be there. I was there in January, but I'm going to go there again in August. I'll be there for 5 weeks. So, and then my son is Jonah's there. So we're gonna visit the countryside. I'm not doing cities, countryside and smaller towns, and looking at schools, Japanese, and looking at businesses, uh, real estate. Now, maybe, not sure. Basically, just visiting the country, and then I got some contacts in farms and stuff, koi farms, and then olive farm, rice farms. So yeah, it's just basic stuff, just to visit stuff like that, and then get an idea of what's out there. But basically, language is a big thing because nobody speaks English as soon as you move out of the city, right? So that's what I'm like to doing in the future. Is when you're cooped up in fish farms for 35, 40 years, it's time to go out and do something else. My kids aren't interested in the farming, and so they do their own thing, and then like, so it's time for me to do something else. I mean, it's too hard to take care of the property. It's too much work. You got acres. I got a house, farm, big yard, buildings. Yeah, it's too much. And then I couldn't find any workers. That's probably the number one reason why I didn't continue, is couldn't find anybody to delegate the work with. So it was one of those things. My kids didn't want it. Couldn't find any workers, and property taxes are going up, cost of living is going up, sales are not doing great because it's marketing. And since I was mostly a breeder, Mike was able to do many different aspects of his farm delegating, right? He's got a farm manager, he's got like pond managers, he's got packing, breeding managers, so everything's getting delegated, right? So now he can think on his vision and see where he wants to go and what needs to be done to expand his vision. So breeding is one of them, and collecting new fish is another. So he's doing a lot of stuff to actually improve the hobby, right? Improving quality of the fish, improving, the different varieties that are out there. And then, yeah, some people think it's a big farm. It's not that big of a farm. Those farms are way bigger than this, but he's going to more variety. I think variety really got him going, and the peacocks and the Malawi is what really set him up, get the ball rolling for him. And he did well in the ponds, and then now he do well in the tanks and the vats. So now he's going towards Tanganyikans, and then doing some geos. He wants to do some of the pistogrammas, the whole pistos. So like I say, he's diversifying, which is nice, and he's got a good network of shipping the stuff, and get it to the product, good quality to the end user. But the end user gets a good product. So he's got he really thought about it really well, right? So, and like anything else, it's a learning process. We all make mistakes, and we all grow from there, and we get up and we dust ourselves off, and we keep going, right? So that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm no regrets for not breeding fish anymore, or clown loaches, or any rare cichlids and Tanganyikans, or catfish, or synodontis, or rare centrals. I'm kind of happy looking at elsewhere in the future. So that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, I'm probably going to end it right now, because it's 10:30 and I got to get up at 6. Farm life. Got to get up at 6. And so this is just practicing for me, and then I got to start using. I got a lot of data on flash drives, so I got to put flash drives in here and figure out how to do a little like a plan. Where I'm going to talk about this for an hour or 2 hours, whatever. I'll go probably an hour stream, and then we'll talk about breeding, talk about my challenge for Japan, a little bit of basketball if I have to. So yeah, just to get an idea of basketball. I got more stuff about basketball than I have about everything else. So if I go right here, and I go to my albums. Most of my albums are basketball. It's lots of it, lots of training, um, lots of games, and then yeah, help a lot of kids with their, trying to get scholarships or trying to make a team so that they have a future, in education and things like that. Lots of weight training, so yeah, that's my main passion too. So I love the fish breeding, but I also like basketball training. Not so much coaching, right? So lots of, like, I coached a lot of pros. It's not so NBA, but a lot of guys in G leagues or high school and going to the G League or going Europe and stuff like that. So I've been around a lot of those guys, and I'm 6'5", my son's 6'7", and I still dunk the ball. So you guys want to know, I'm 60 years old and I still dunk the ball. So yeah, I can still play. I just don't, because I don't want to get injured. But so that's the other thing I do. But that's another story. So fish breeding is what I did the most, and now it's time to do something else. So I'll let you guys go. Thanks for showing up. Only a few, just one of you, and we'll go from there. So we'll go from there. So it's a good try.